welcome back to my channel. My name is Jen, and today we are going to be potting up dahlia tubers for the first time. I've never done this before. It's always seemed very daunting to me. I don't know why. So I'm going to actually try to pre-sprout them, which means I'm going to pot them up and I'm going to put them in a sunny window in my basement where it's nice and warm. Dahlias like their soil temps to be at least 60 degrees, and it is plenty warm down there right now because I have my baby chicks down there, and they need to be kept at least between 80 and 85 degrees. Two reasons to do this would be to check the viability of the tubers, see if they're actually going to grow anything, and second would be to get early blooms. The sooner you start them, the sooner you'll have blooms. I guess one of the main reasons that I've never tried growing them before is because they are not a perennial in my area. I believe they're perennials in zones 8 through 11, and so I don't make the cut. I'm in zone like 7A. To keep them over winter, I will actually have to dig them up and store them, which I've watched some videos and I feel like I think I can do it. I'm a little more confident in my abilities. So like I said, dahlias can be a perennial. With most perennials, they multiply very readily. So you plant them the first year and the tubers will multiply. So when you dig them up, you can split them and have multiple plants from the one that you planted the year before. So after having one season with them, you can have multiple plants, which you buy them once and they just keep on giving. So last year, I split my irises for the first time. I have two types of irises. I'm not sure of the names. It's a yellow one and a purple one. And I think are they called bearded irises. I've had them for about 3 years, and they badly needed to be dug up and split. Now, irises will overwinter in my area, so along with just being a procrastinator and also the fear that I might end up killing them, I didn't do it. And they really needed it done. So last year, I finally dug them up. Let me show you. So I had a plant right here, that's them right there, and then I had a plant on the other side right here, and they were it was just a huge clump of them. So if you don't split them, they can actually like suffocate themselves, not produce as lovely as if you were to split them. They were starting to look like that, so I split them. So as you can see, there's one here, one here, one here, one there, which like it looks like it's got 3 clumps to it already. And then same on the other side. I've got 4 over there. Not only that, I was able to split them so many times that I put 3 between each of these trees here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I think I only did 2 right here because it's a smaller space between the trees there. But that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 8 over there. So 18, and I also gave away like 5. So as you can see, starting off with 2 plants, I ended up with like 25, and I was able to share. So that's why I love perennials so much. So we're gonna try our hand at growing dahlias. As you can see with the irises, I was 100% successful with splitting those. Not one of them died. I even overwintered one in a pot in my greenhouse. Either they're super resilient, or I need to just stop doubting myself and just take chances and see what I can do. Just be a little more adventurous. because every time I do something, I'm worried I'm doing it wrong. And I think that with gardening, it should just be experimental. Have it in your mind that give it a try. If it doesn't work, fine, try it a different way. So I'm trying Dahlia tubers, and I also ordered some more seeds. I can't help myself, guys. I just can't. And I ordered Dahlia seeds. I think I ordered a couple different types, I'm not sure, but I'm going to try to start them from seed as well, and we'll see how I do with that. So the 3 varieties that I got to pot up today are, if you don't know, dahlias are gorgeous. Like, I don't think I've seen one that I haven't thought, I want it, I want it, I want it. That's with most plants, so I'm kind of biased. But I got Duet. Look how gorgeous that is. The bloom time is from summer to fall. The height, another thing about dahlias is that sometimes you have to stake them up because they do get very tall. The height of this one is 32 inches to 36 inches. And again, it says hardiness zone 8 to 10. And they like full sun. And each one of these comes with 3 bulbs, it says. Or 3 well, no, this one has 2 tubers. This one is color spectacle. And it is 36 inches to 40 inches. And then the last one that has the 2 bulbs is Blue Boy, and it again says it has multiple blooms per bulb. I believe I got this one at Walmart, and the other 2, these 2 that were $10 a piece, I got at Lowe's. Let's crack these open. All right, so let's crack these open and see if I can identify the parts of a dahlia. I've got a towel here because my turf here is still just a little damp. I don't want my butt all wet. Let's start with the Blue Boy. See what we got going on in here. So I think this size pot is gonna be sufficient, but I brought a couple bigger ones just in case. Okay, so let me get close up here. So this is what, oops, son, you don't mind. All right, so this is what a dahlia tuber looks like. You can see that this is where the stem came up out of, so this should be easy to plant. But I can also see some of the dahlias are damaged a bit. They're supposed to be firm, not squishy, and some of them are just a little squishy. And then this one that's all like, this one here, it's like all shriveled up. That's probably not going to, and the neck of it looks like it's a little broken. So this here is the body, and then where it tapers off and gets thinner is the neck, and then there's usually like a little swollen spot that is the eye. Now, I think that that right there is the eye. So each one of these tubers here should have all 3 of those things. But you see, like this one dangling here, the neck is kind of broken. I should trim these off. And then there's still a good many that look okay. And I'm probably gonna trim off this shriveled up one because again, the neck looks messed up. This one might not do anything because it's all shriveled up, but I'm gonna leave that one because the neck and the eye and everything look okay. And we'll just hope that it doesn't mess up the other ones. All right, so we're going to get rid of that one. Making sure to be careful not to damage any of the other tubers, because the neck to some of these, as you can see, the ones that had longer necks can damage quickly. So then we're left with this clump, which is still a pretty good clump. So we're gonna pot this one up. I've got my sterilized seed starting mix. Since these are going to be inside, bug issues. And then I'm going to add just an all-purpose fertilizer. It's 544. So you want it to be about 2 inches below the surface of the soil. So we're just gonna lay it down in there with the stem pointing upward and bury it. All right, so then we're gonna take this down to the basement where it's nice and warm to try to get it to sprout. And I just sterilized my seed starting mix yesterday, so it's still pretty damp. Otherwise, if the soil was dry, you'd want to water that in to make the medium that it's in damp. You don't want your dirt to be sopping wet because they don't like to sit in water, but you want to keep them damp. All right, so the other one that's in the bag here, so it did, in fact, come with only 2. Sometimes you get lucky and you get a bonus plant. So I think I'm going to just plant this one as is. It's almost, I know this one's viable. You can see already. Do you see that right there? And that little thing right there, it's already starting to sprout. That is growth. I'm just going to plant this one like it is. All right, next duet. Again, I don't know if you guys can see that, but right there, some greenery. So we know this one's good. All right, there's a bunch right here. Some more greenery popping up. Oh, it's so exciting. Here's another one, second one. Whoop, that one too. Look at that. This one's ready to go. There's a bunch of like shriveled up ones that are just dangling. I think I may cut those off because you don't want, what they can sometimes do is start to rot in the ground, which can affect the rest of the tubers. So I'm just going to get rid of the ones that I think don't look so hot. They're just kind of all broken and dangling. So I'm just gonna, this one here looks okay. Feels pretty firm. We're gonna plant that one like that. Looky there. So I actually did get 4 instead of 3 in this one. There's one. And then this one, see that? That right there. It is starting to sprout already. Yay. Again, dangly one. The neck is broken. Just gonna cut that off. This one here, all shriveled up and broken. Gonna cut that off. There's a nice one in it. See, the neck is very fragile, so you want to be careful when you're handling these. And this one here looks like it got chopped, so I'm gonna cut that one off too. All right, so the rest of it, I think, so this is the stem, the top of it. So we're gonna plant it. This one's broken. That one's broken, so we're gonna cut it off. I think I'm gonna leave the rest of them. And you can see right there, starting to sprout. So we've got a lot of them that are already sprouting. So, oh, I'm already successful. Let's pot these up now. All right, so there they are. Like I said, I'm down in my basement where it's like 85 degrees. It's hot. I'm already breaking a little sweat. But they should enjoy it down here next to the window. In the afternoon, the sun will be shining in because they need a lot of light once they reach the surface. Once they sprout, they don't need any light to sprout, but once they are through the dirt, they're gonna need light. So I'm gonna leave them right here. I don't know how long it takes them to sprout. That'll be a surprise. Once they sprout, like I said, they're gonna need a lot of light. I'm hoping at that time I can move them out to the greenhouse and it'll be warm enough to keep them in there because they'll get more light if they're in the greenhouse. You can see I've started the hardening off process with my tomatoes and peppers. Aren't those tomatoes just glorious? I just can't even get over it. 3 weeks. They are only 3 weeks. And the peppers are only 4 weeks. I've never had such gorgeous looking peppers. So I'm only putting them out. They're in the shade. It's an overcast day for 2 hours. They won't be in direct sunlight at all today. They'll be there for 2 hours today, and I'm thinking I'll bump it up to 4 hours tomorrow in the shade, same place. But I'll be bringing them back in 2 hours, putting them back underneath the grow lights. Then tomorrow, like I said, 4 hours, bringing them back in. So this is the process that's tedious, but it has to be done. Otherwise, you burn your plants. Just like whenever you haven't had sun in a really long time and you go outside, you get burnt, plants will burn too, and they'll die. And after all that hard work, I do not want them to die. So Alexa is to alert me when 2 hours is up. So there you have it, guys. Potted up Dahlia tubers. That took me probably about 45 minutes to an hour, probably a little bit longer because I was trying to film and get different angles and stuff. Because these have to be dug up every year, I'm gonna be forced to split them, unlike my irises that I waited too long for. So I'm excited about that because I know I'm gonna have more plants than I started with come this fall, early winter. So y'all stay tuned to see if I can add this to the list of things that I am able to do. Until the next time, I hope you enjoy your day. Bye, guys.